evening, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everyone to the 12th Annual Chinese-Canadian Entrepreneurs Awards. I am Joanna Low, the President of Association of Chinese-Canadian Entrepreneurs. It is a pleasure to be here and an honor to have you join me tonight. Tonight's event celebrates those individuals who have worked long hours, taken risks, and followed their dream of building a great business. But tonight's event is also a celebration of entrepreneur's spirit. An economist studied why some countries have more prosperity than others. He found that prosperity nation has a class of entrepreneurs whose innovative spirit continuously reinvigorates their economy, driving growth and raising prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the class of innovators. Your creativity and willingness to try new things reinvigorates Canada's economy and lift our prosperity. We celebrate your achievements, and we celebrate the tremendous vision, talent, and dedication that Chinese-Canadians contribute to Canada. Tonight, we are honored to present 7 awards to successful entrepreneurs, and for the 3rd time, we will present our Lifetime Achievement Award. I want to tell you that the quality of our winners and of all our nominees gets higher every year. Each winner represents a truly outstanding Canadian company. Thank you very much. And now let me ask our immediate past president, Mr. Fred Lai, to introduce our head table guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, let me take this greatest pleasure to introduce the head table to you. From my right side, head table, let me introduce to you the Honorable Mr. Long Kong, Lieutenant Governor of Alberta. Ms. Mary Wong. May I ask you to hold your applause for the rest of the distinguished guests, because otherwise you services, RBC Financial Group. The next one is Mr. Wade Cameron, Rogers Wireless, Director Business Segment Marketing. The next one is Mr. Stephen Paul, Branch Manager, Business Development Bank of Canada. Good. We need more of that. Vice President, Area Manager, Business Development Bank of Canada. The next one on the table, first table, is Mr. Robert Forbes, Vice President, International Business Development Group, Export Development Canada. The next table on my next one is Mr. Deepak O'Brien. Is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next one is the Honorable Mr. Michael Chan, Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration. The next one is Honorable Dave Barrow, Mayor of Town of Richmond Hill. And our next guest is Mr. Andy Yap, Partner, Deloitte & Touche. Hong Kong Economic and Trade Officers. Okay, let me introduce the next table then. Our co-chair, Mr. Norman Morris, Director of International Affairs, Rogers Publishing Limited. His guest, Ms. Italia O'Brien, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. The next one is Ms. Yang Hai Wan, our advisor for the Entrepreneur Award 2008, and also the advisor for our team. Next one is Mr. Tash Sadiq Azhar, Director of Corporate Diversity and Inclusion, IBM Canada Limited.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As many of you know, I'm a Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and to the Minister of International Cooperation. And I'm also a member of Parliament from Calgary. And today, when I'm standing here on London Road, I'm joined by His Excellency, the Honourable Paul, the Lieutenant Governor of Alberta. So I'm at home with company. Welcome. And without Paul, Minister Michael Chen, Mayor of Richmond Hill, Dave Barrett. It's a great pleasure for me to be here this evening on behalf of the Prime Minister of Canada, the Honourable Stephen Harper, and the Minister and Secretary of State, Jason Kenney. Events such as these provide a wonderful opportunity to learn from each other and to experience our differences while celebrating our common Canadian identity. The Government of Canada considers Canada's diversity to be one of its greatest assets, and we are committed to strengthening our pluralism and our national cohesion. As Prime Minister Stephen Harper has said, pluralism is not merely an ambition or an ideal for Canadians. It is essential for our civil society and economic strength. Our government recognizes that Chinese Canadians are an integral part of this country's history, and that Canada has gained tremendously from their considerable skills, knowledge and talents. We take great pride in the contributions that communities such as yours have made to the social, economic and political fabric of this country, and we value our participation in our society. The annual awards presented by the Association of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs are a tremendously important part of our pluralistic society. They recognize Chinese Canadian entrepreneurs' contribution and achievements not only to the prosperity and success of the community, but to the Canadian economy as well. And at this time, let me just add a personal note that His Excellency Norman Kong, before he became the Governor General, was a very, very successful entrepreneur in the city of Calgary, doing excellent out there. So we are extremely tremendous, and I personally was extremely delighted when Prime Minister, when Premier Harper appointed Norman Kong as the Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, recognizing his great contribution to Chinese Canadians to Alberta. Your Excellency was a big day. The annual, allow me to extend heartiest congratulations to all of this evening's winners and finalists for their outstanding achievements in entrepreneurship and the tremendous contributions to the community and the economy. The Government of Canada understands that a successful and vibrant economy requires the participation of all Canadians, and we are very proud of initiatives that give Canadians the opportunity to participate fully in the society. I applaud the Association of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs' mentorship role in supporting the economic, social and cultural integration. I would also like to take this opportunity to commend all the members of the association for providing service to the Chinese business community in the Greater Toronto area. Your organization's leadership has enhanced Chinese participation in the local community and economy, and it has also played an important role in promoting trade and investment. By building strong networks with all levels of the government and with numerous business associations, you have provided significant opportunities for your members. The Government of Canada greatly appreciates your association's efforts to recognize companies that have achieved excellence and contributed to the community. In closing, I would like to thank you for welcoming me to the celebration, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.
Honorable Lieutenant Governor Norman Kong, members of the federal, provincial and municipal government, chairs, president, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to bring the greeting from the Premier, and then I will deliver my own speech in a Chinese element with Chinese. On behalf of the Government of Ontario, I am delighted to extend warm greetings to everyone attending the Chinese Canadian Entrepreneur Award 2008. On behalf, our government is pleased to join the Association of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs, along with key industry stakeholders, in paying tribute to some of Canada's most successful leaders in business. To this year's recipients, congratulations. You are being recognized for your outstanding entrepreneurial achievements, your invaluable contributions to your community, and your commitment to building a more prosperous Ontario. Please accept my best wishes for a memorable evening and much ongoing success. Elton McKenzie, Premier, Ontario。各位嘉賓、各位朋友，大家好！好高興參加由創業協進會舉辦嘅2008年加拿大傑出華裔創業家選舉頒獎典禮。我知道今日係貴會第12次舉辦呢個活動，多年來貴會為加拿大發掘咗好多優秀華裔創業家，同埋通過佢哋嘅故事，激勵咗無數嘅華裔精英參加創業嘅大本營。其中華裔新移民亦都成為呢一股創業大軍嘅中流砥柱。其實離鄉別井，人地生疏，相信每一個新移民、每一個創業家都走過歷盡艱辛嘅道路。但係值得高興係海外華人憑着佢哋勤奮、努力、無畏無懼嘅精神，再加上加拿大和諧健康嘅創業環境，令到好多新或者舊嘅移民終於能夠走上成功嘅康莊大道。我恭喜今晚獲獎朋友，祝願你哋喺安省、喺加拿大，甚至喺世界嘅舞台上能夠再接再厲，挑戰高峰。特別係利用你華裔嘅背景喺安省同埋中國經貿方面做出更大嘅成就。唐詩有一句話：欲窮千里目，更上一層樓。我呢度希望協進會能夠走上更高嘅樓層，開展更廣嘅視野，融入到中國經濟騰飛嘅潮流中，去發掘、培養、表揚更多嘅華裔創業家。最後，祝願大家今晚嘅大會圓滿成功，亦祝願各位來賓有一個輕鬆愉快嘅晚上。多謝。
你好嗎？ And table guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's an honor to join you to celebrate the achievements and contributions of Chinese Canadian entrepreneurs. On behalf of Richmond Hill Council, I want to acknowledge Councillor David Cohen, who is well known and a good friend to your association and community, and the citizens of Richmond Hill. This is the 12th year of these awards, and it's, as someone said earlier, it started with a very small venue with few people, and it's grown to tremendous. I congratulate the organizers of this event. It's a wonderful event. We in Richmond Hill, and certainly your region, recognize the contribution of the Chinese Canadian entrepreneurs. They are an integral part of our community. You are an integral part of our economy, and we thank you very much. Enjoy the evening.
Honorable Mr. Michael Chen, Mayor Barr, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's my pleasure to participate in this gala of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneur Award 2008. On behalf of the Consul General of the People's Republic of China in Toronto, I would like to extend my congratulations to ACCE and all winners. The Chinese Canadian Entrepreneur Awards offer an excellent platform to Chinese Canadian entrepreneurs. I feel proud of ACCE and awards winners for your contributions to the local economic growth, community harmony, and for your endeavor and active role in promoting friendly exchanges and cooperation between Chinese even greater achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to share with you my view on the Beijing Olympics. The Beijing Olympics is a world event. The success of the Games is the common aspiration of the people in China and around the world. China is a country with a history of over 5,000 years. A host of Olympic Games in China is a dream shared by people and of several generations in the country. We hope to stage a successful Olympic Games in Beijing to the satisfaction of athletes and people of countries under the Olympic spirit of peace, friendship, and development. At present, the Games is under smooth preparation. Beijing 2008 Olympic Torch Relay has started the global tour of 135 cities, covering 137,000 kilometers around the world. We strongly condemn the serious criminal acts of violence recently involving beating, killing of innocent people, destruction of property, looting and arson took place in Lhasa, and attacking 19 of our embassies and consulates in the world. These criminal acts were premeditated, masterminded, incited, and organized by the Tibetan separatist forces, aiming at splitting Tibet from the motherland and subcausing the Beijing Olympic Games. I believe none of the countries under the rule of law, including Canada, will tolerate those kind of crimes. Such acts were also against the common aspiration of the people around the globe and Olympic spirit, making sports free of politics. We agree with the concerted efforts made by the Chinese government and the people and support of majority of countries in the world. The Beijing Olympic will be a success. And I'm sure the 1.3 billion Chinese people will greet visitors from all over the world with open smile, and their goodwill will be greatly propagated by the people from all over the world. I welcome you all to go to attend 2008 Beijing Olympics. Finally, I wish the World Gala a great success. Thank you for your attention.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. BDC is pleased to continue to be a vital business community, and we take particular pride in being responsive to your needs and respectful of cultural differences. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with our organization, I'd like to say a few words about who we are and what we do. BDC differs from other financial institutions in that we are a business development bank. Parliament created us to do one thing: promote entrepreneurship. We do this by offering financing, consulting, and venture capital services to small and medium-sized businesses, and only small and medium-sized businesses. So while we operate with a high sense of purpose, we spend our days knocking on doors, talking with clients, and business partners. Every day, about 600 BDC employees visit hundreds of small and medium-sized businesses. We currently have more than 27,000 clients. We offer these services on a pan-Canadian basis. Our employees work in 94 offices across the country and in 6 time zones. We also use partnerships to reach entrepreneurs who do not live in cities and towns. To support our clients, we have invested over $10 billion in committed financing and venture capital. Last year, we provided more than 2,400 business consultations through our consulting firm. As you can see, our approach is to work very closely with entrepreneurs so we can see how we can provide the most benefit. Entrepreneurs in fast-growing markets such as the Chinese business community are on the course. BDC is
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed my honor to be here on behalf of RBC, the largest bank in Canada, to present a special award to a very special person who has made a significant and long-lasting contribution in a number of areas. Before I introduce the winner, I want to acknowledge how lucky we are to have so many talented Chinese businessmen who are chosen to settle in this area over the years. You are in many ways the engine of Canada's economy. Your innovative ideas and hard work keep the economic motor humming and propel our country forward on the international stage. Despite of all the challenges over the years, our community has grown into a significant, successful and dynamic part of Canada's cultural fabric and economic landscape. You are not only important to us in the past, you are also important to us in the future. There is no doubt that your strength will only increase, and there will be many more of you up on this stage in the years to come. Tonight, RBC is honored to salute to all the other winners, but in particular to a very special person who has been able to excel in at least 3 different areas that are professional sports, business, and civil leadership as a Queen's representative in Alberta. Give us pleasure to announce the winner or introduce the winner, the Honorable Norman Kwok.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Association of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs. I'm very honored to accept this Lifetime Achievement Award from this distinguished organization, and to have Mr. Fred Lai meet me and son Asher at the airport. They've been very kind to us. And I should tell you that your last year's recipient, Mr. Tom Louis, is a relative of ours. He's a brother-in-law to Mary's sister, so what does that make me? But it's a pleasure to follow Tom because he, as I said, he's a good friend and an in-law of ours. However, I'll admit to being a little surprised at being chosen, because I've never thought of my career in terms of lifetime goals and achievements, or in terms of being an entrepreneur like Tom Louis, who benefits my understanding of the word. I've always just focused on whatever challenge was in front of me at the time, and I've always focused on making the most of every opportunity presented to me. And because I love sports, and I really do, because you always know where you stand, if you won or you lost, because it's right there in the scoreboard. That of all the individual challenges and opportunities I've encountered over the years, I've added up to a lifetime of success. And it's a real pleasure that you've recognized that for me. I think it's largely because of luck, timing, but maybe a little ability. And now the organizers of this event have asked me to offer a few words of encouragement and inspiration. Some observations from the weathered old veteran. And it's actually hard for me to realize how many years have gone by until I try to run a little faster than I can. But here's my advice to the next generation of Chinese Canadian entrepreneurs and community leaders. You might assume that all the years of football tackles have left me unable to remember much of anything. That I'm a little punch drunk. But I managed to come up with a few. She said, yeah. But I managed to come up with a few words of wisdom. And the first one is one pearl of wisdom that I learned in my football days. And I think it's actually one of the first lessons that any player learns. The fact is that you're going to get tackled and stopped at some point, no matter how hard or how fast you can run. But the secret to success then is in how quickly you can shake off that hit or setback and get back up on your feet. So I think over the years I've learned to take a licking and keep on ticking, as they used to say about the old Timex watches. They were very cheap watches, weren't they? Anyway, I've learned that being down and out doesn't necessarily mean you're out. It just means you have to get back up and try again. So after starting my career with the Calgary Stampeders, and after winning a Grey Cup and playing 3 seasons with that team, they let me go because of an ankle injury. I could have given up on football, but the Edmonton Eskimos decided to take a chance on me. And I went on to play 10 more seasons with Edmonton, and we won 3 more Grey Cups. I also experienced the importance of never giving up when I returned to the Calgary Stampeders to serve as president and general manager. The organization wasn't in great shape when I took over in 1988. They were pretty much at the bottom of the league, and I had to keep the team out of bankruptcy more than once. But I'm sure there were people who thought the Stampeders were done, but my management team and I kept at it. We restructured the finances, worked to improve the team images, boost ticket sales, and strengthen the quality of players we had to work with. But I think our success was mostly due to the last reason, because we started winning. And the fact that I picked Wally Buono to be my coach and general manager. And you know how well he's done. That team quickly moved up the rankings and back into the Grey Cup finals. Now the second bit of wisdom I have also comes from the world of sport, and it applies to business and entrepreneurship. It has to do with accepting or not accepting the barriers and limits others place on us. You know, back in 1954, British sprinter Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile for the first time. And up until then, most people thought that that was impossible. They thought that the human body had already reached its natural speed limit. But as it turns out, 4 minutes turned out to be just a mental barrier. And there were likely runners before Bannister that had the power to break the record and just didn't do it because they didn't believe they could do it. And maybe that kept them from really trying. Also, I should mention that I was one of the original owners of the Calgary Flames. In fact, I still have a Stanley Cup ring, the only one they've ever won. So I show it to people wherever I get a chance. Have the Maple Leafs won one lately? I have to be careful in Edmonton because when I'm in Edmonton, I have to talk. I can't talk about Calgary. When I'm in Calgary, I can't talk about Edmonton. So here, I guess I'm wide open. Anyway, I've also had to face a few barriers in my time. Most of you would know this, but back in my day, when I was a child, 5 or 6 years old, Chinese weren't allowed in the public swimming pools, in the wading pools of all things. Because there was one park that we used to go to all the time, and I asked my sister, I said, let's go in the wading pool. She said, we can't do that. And I said, why? She said, because we're Chinese. So I had to think about that for a while, and being only 5, I didn't really solve the problem. But I finally became the first Chinese Canadian to play in the CFL. And there were plenty of people who assumed that a Chinese player would never be able to compete at such an elite level. Maybe because most Chinese were smaller in stature in those days, so people thought they wouldn't be able to play the game well. But I knew that I could play football and loved it. So I ignored the status quo and went to work. I did my best to block out the negative attitudes that focused on the game. As I mentioned earlier, that focus ended up delivering a career that spanned 13 great seasons. We were in the playoffs every year that I played out of those 13 years, and we won 4 Grey Cups. And I also left, when I quit football, 31 Canadian football records when I retired. I think I still have one, but I think it was 4 most times. No. Well, we managed to do it. We won that game and took the cup home to Alberta. Calgary's really great, isn't it? No? Anyway, stories like that are reminders that we need to think carefully when we hear someone say, that's never been done, or that can't be done. Because what they're actually saying is that no one has found a way to do it yet. So this brings me to my third and final bit of wisdom that I have to offer you this evening. It's the key to finding the courage to break down barriers, and it's surprisingly simple. Just focus on doing what you love, and I think you'll find that the barriers will start to fall. I didn't become the first Chinese Canadian player in the CFL or work to save the Stampeders later on in my career just to prove a point. I took on those challenges because I loved the sport. I also didn't take on the challenge of becoming Alberta's first Chinese Lieutenant Governor to prove a point. I did it because I love my province and country, and I was thrilled to have any opportunity to serve the place I'm proud to call home. So if I had to sum up the lessons to be drawn from my life and experiences, if there's one hope I have for the next generation of Chinese Canadians, it's this. Do what you love, and you'll find that it's probably what you do best. Never accept the limitations others might place on your potential for success. And if you happen to get tackled along the way, just get back up and keep on moving toward the goal. It's a simple philosophy, but it's worked well for me, and I think it could work well for others. It worked very well for me when I went up to Vancouver and found this little girl. It's good though, it's good. But I should tell you that her sister was here last year with Willis and Louis to accept Tom Louis' award. But I want to thank you all again for this wonderful honor. Thank you for your kind attention, especially. Congratulations to this year's award winners and nominees, and best of luck to all of you in whatever challenges that you set out for yourselves. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic turnout tonight. Don't you agree? This year, the event is made possible by the nominators, panel judges, sponsors, advisors, directors, volunteers, and above all, you make a difference. We have many new sponsors this year, namely Roger Royalers, WSID, FedEx, Walmart Canada, and special thanks to Mercedes-Benz Markham for sponsoring free parking tonight.
Everyone goes.
On behalf of the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board and all 4,300 employees across the province and all of the employers who helped to fund our insurance program, I want to say congratulations to the 2 recipients of this scholarship. Wish them all the best in their future endeavors, and first and foremost, everyone please be safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you and enjoy your dinner.
And the winner is Mr. Charles Yang of Queen's Financial Group, Inc. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Spring is finally here, right? Today is such a nice weather out there, warm sunshine. Well, I can definitely feel the warmth, the excitement, and an entrepreneurial spirit in this hall. There is a Chinese saying, the best time of the day is morning, and the best time of the year is spring. I hope this spring will bring good luck and fortune to everybody here tonight and to the economy of Ontario and Canada. Tonight, I was very surprised and yet very excited to know that I was honored the best startup business. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to organizer ACCE for giving me this opportunity to stand up on a stage. It is your efforts that have made this evening a fantastic event to showcase the success stories of entrepreneurs and also to exchange the excitement and experience of doing business in Canada. I owe my success of doing business to the fantastic world-class business environment in Canada. I think Canada is a country with fairness, openness, and honest system. Canada is a country that encourages the spirit of small business and entrepreneur. It is Canada where I have a dream come true. A dream to set up my business and a dream to help the community in return. Talking about helping the community, we at Queen Financial Group emphasize a lot on professional and high-standard financial services to individuals and companies in the community. Besides, we have offered hundreds of free public seminars to new immigrants to help them with more financial information and to help them reach their financial goals. We want to help the new immigrants to live a better life in Canada. Tonight, I feel fortunate to be able to stand up here on the stage. I know that there are many other people who have done better than me, but just don't have the chance to stand up here. We all know that it is very hard to be an entrepreneur. It is even hard for a local Canadian who has grown up in Canada. Let alone to say you're a new immigrant. Let alone to say you have language barriers, and let alone to say you have cultural differences. But I want to say to people who want to set up your own business, be ready and prepared for opportunities when it comes to knock on your door. I also want to say, show your courage and your confidence. In the meantime, I hope that with the favorable government policies and the help of associations like ACCE tonight, more and more immigrants will be able to succeed and have their dream come true in Canada, our new home, and our new country. 我想借这个机会用中文对想在加拿大创业的人说，加拿大是一个公开、公正、公平的社会。只要你付出努力，你就一定有成功的机会。我呢，就是从一个留学生这样走过来的。我当了 visa student， 我也做过新移民，我打过工，甚至我放弃了高薪的政府工作，走上了自己创业的道路。I want to say to ACCE, which is the organizer of this tonight's event, you did a fantastic job for the Chinese community and for the Chinese Canadian entrepreneurs. Although I am the recipient of this award tonight, but I owe the credit to the community I serve, to the clients who have put your trust and confidence in us, to the financial advisors who have made this happen, and to my family, especially my wife, who has shown great support and understanding to my work, to my profession, and to my passion for my business. I know that because of this award, I see a great, even bigger challenge ahead of me. Because I have to do an even better job to live up to this award. But we will be there. Thank you, merci, 谢谢，多谢各位。
Good evening. Welcome to the banquet. I'd like to thank the organizers for the award. It's a tremendous honor. I think one of the things that I was very excited about in starting this business was that being trained as an MD, I think the impact of working on cancer lead to much greater impact by developing cancer drugs. Mr. Kwong's story this evening, the Lifetime Achievement Award winner, I think really hits upon the points of entrepreneurship that I believe that ultimately is a story of various. I think the first point he made that I want to reiterate is that you do something you love. When I started this business, there was a group of people who worked with me who believed that the journey to helping cure cancer was going to be one of the most important journeys they could take in their lives. I think this is a very exciting and important mission that the company has taken on itself. I think Mr. Kwong's second point is also very important, and that is there is a mental attitude. Just because it hasn't been done before, it doesn't mean it can't be done. And I think one of the key things here is that people had a long time thought, you can't cure cancer. However, I think it's about to change. There are cancers that have been cured, and I believe that we're on the path of curing more cancers. So ultimately, when somebody is diagnosed with something as terrible as this disease, they will not be thinking that this is a death threat or a sentence of death. And I certainly think that we will make a tremendous contribution with the drugs that we're developing that are hitting cancer stem cells. And I think we're very excited by our partnerships that we have about to achieve in moving some of these drugs forward. I think the third point, and probably the most important point, is you are going to hit obstacles and you're going to be down and out. And I just want to spend about 2 minutes telling this story because I think this is a story of people. In 2005, we had failed at financing. It was actually the business BDC who had pulled out of financing for Arias. And we were pushed to bankruptcy, almost bankruptcy. We didn't go into bankruptcy because the managers at Arias and the employees at Arias worked basically at half salary. Myself and my fellow manager, my vice president, Helen Finley, had actually lent the company money to keep the company afloat. And our employees stuck with us throughout this time, people at Shua who's here tonight, because they believed in the vision of trying to cure cancer. And from that, we've risen much stronger. We've have a number of partnerships with leading companies like Takeda Pharmaceuticals and Genentech. And we have leading drugs right now, such as the antibody that we're about to put to the clinics at the end of this year, which is targeting important targets like CD44, TROP2, and CD59. And what that tells us is how much need each other and how much support we have from our families. So I'd like to thank our families, our spouses who have kept faith with the company in very difficult times. So now all the things are working very well and we're on the path of great success. It's only by having very supportive families, my wife and my parents, and all the employees' spouses and their families, that we get through this point where we have a chance to make a big difference in cancer. So once again, I'd like to thank the organizers of this tremendous award, and I hope that people can take part in both entrepreneurship and the idea that we can struggle to do something tremendous like help cure cancer. Thank you.
much for coming to this special event tonight. First, I would like to thank Edward Hill of Royal Bank for nominating me. I'm so happy that I have this chance to stand here tonight. Tell the truth that this is the first time I've been on stage facing and speaking to a 800 audience. To start a business is easy. However, to make a company grow, profitable and successful is a real challenge, and it's not an easy task. We have to be patient, step by step, gain from experience, and always provide to the clients the best quality and efficient services. For a company, the people, the time, the knowledge, and experience are the key factors. And these factors are also considered as the company inventory and revenues. For running a company, what I can say is to work hard, work smart, and work carefully with a good planning, and then to make the company grow successfully. In here, I would like to thank all my family members and all my staff for their support. At last, I would like to take this opportunity to express a special thanks to a very special person that she is not here tonight. Thank you to Jackie now, and thank you so many years for supporting me. And I wish that this statement can eventually reach her. Thank you.
It is an honor for us and it's a great pleasure to receive the Best Community Service Award. It is really a surprise. When we never expect any kind of reward when we're donating our time into the community service. Thank you, Elliot, for your hard work.
Thank you, Alice. I just want to echo with Alice's comment. It is a great pleasure and honor to receive this Best Community Service Award. I'm really glad to have such a good business partner, Alan, who share the same vision with me. Try to maintain the highest professional standard, try to share our community with passion. I'm most grateful to have Alice not only as my business partner, but also as my lifelong partner, my wife. In business, she takes the load off my shoulder. At home, she takes good care of my two little kids over there. With my family well taken care of, I just don't have any worries behind my back. I can just focus to build up my business, to build up my practice. I can just focus to carry out our mission. Our mission is to make a difference in our community. A difference that people can tell. We are Christian. We hope through our love and care for our patient, people can see the image of our Lord Jesus Christ. We thank our God for blessing us with this ability and opportunity to serve the community and the public. We will continue to do our utmost to serve the public. Glory to our God.
The bar of excellence with the Chinese Canadian Entrepreneur of the Year Awards Award of Merit for 2008. Congratulations.
Great inspiration. It really reminded me why I wanted to be an entrepreneur in the first place. Which began about 15 years ago. And when we first began 15 years ago, people asked me, what was the Q in Q data mean? Right? And so I said, that stood for quality. And but if we were selling in, say, Montreal, I'd say it stand for Quebec data. The reality of it is I got my inspiration for Q data from watching some TV shows in the 70s and 90s the one that was most important for me was Star Trek. And what fascinated me about Star Trek was there were a couple of things that really caught my imagination. One was the teamwork, the sense of adventure, and certainly the value in individuals, and the workplace equality that took place there. So that really inspired me. So when I was thinking about a name for Q Data, I said, you know what, I'm going to take something from this show and make a name out of it. So I took Q and Data and put it together, hence Q Data. Well, anyhow, I was really proud of myself. I was patting myself on the back. What a great name. And then I had lunch with a customer, a supplier actually, in Quebec, who dealt with for many years. And he said to me, you know, Jeff, depending on how you pronounce Q, it could come out the wrong way. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, Q Data means bum data. So anyhow, and it's not bum, it starts with the letter A, but you know, there's always something to keep you humble in business, and those are many things I learned over the years, and I really emphasize the fact that, you know, I really take pride in the work we've done in terms of developing our people and seeing them grow and achieve. That's always been the biggest kicker. In terms of doing some thanks, I want to thank my partner Randy for 15 years, my second wife out there, who's been great, tremendous support for me. Next group I'd like to thank is my employees and my management team who's sitting at table 34. It's just fantastic. Without them, we could have done any of the accomplishments that we've done today. And to my parents, who've been tremendous for me. They've been there through for many years. And finally, to my wife Mary and our kids, Robbie, Sabrina, and Samantha, they make it all worth it. So thanks very much for this award.
Everybody. First of all, I would like to thank ACCE for giving us an opportunity to come up here. I would also like to thank our investors and all of our staff. Without your continued support, hard work, and dedication, we will not be where we are today. Thanks to my wife for years of support. She always tells me not to work so hard and to take care of my health first. But then she also says, honey, I'm working harder than you at home. Thank you, my wife, who take care of my three kids every day. As we have all levels of government present here tonight, I would also like to thank you for creating this friendly business environment for our society. We, as Canadians, need to maintain a mutual, friendly, and positive image in this global marketplace. Nowadays, we can see a lot of products with Made in China labels. As a Chinese Canadian, I'm glad to see the success of China. On the other hand, I also feel proud when I see the labels with Made in Canada in other countries. This made me believe that Canada can compete and win. And we are proof of this. Thank you.
Tour of the Year.
Congratulations, Mr. Warren.
I would like to thank ACCE for this award. It's a great honor. This award gives meaning to all the hard work that I put into Canada Computers throughout all these years. For the last 17 years, I make a lot of friends, and I value the relationship I make. Many of those friends are here tonight, and I would like to thank them for all their support and advice. I would also like to thank all the people I work with for their contribution to Canada Computers. Lastly, I would like to thank my family and parents for the support. Most importantly, many thanks to my wife, Mary, for being by my side too. All the ups and downs. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Canada. God bless you all.